So, hey, all everyone, very good morning. So, again, when it comes to corporate, almost all the topics and all the prerequisites has been already, covered by the previous presenters. But, when it comes to the corporate life, usually people assume, right? People assume like if a person works in the corporate, they feel like, array, this person will get good monetary benefits, they have a good outfits, they travel, they roam all the country, and, they will lead a very luxurious life. This is the most, usual assumption which people usually have for a person who is working in the corporate. But it is, something which is really opposite to what the other people assume about the MNC people. So now here in our session, actually today we'll see and cover like how what are the opportunities for the optometrists in the uh, corporate and especially in the contact lens industry. So when I see an optometrist, I see an optometrist as a complete individual. We have different hats on our head, which we can, juggle here and there, and we can become any sort of individual. Like, for example, you can see here, like Ramesh sir mentioned in his talk, an optometrist can be anything. He can make his own practice and he can be a clinician in his own practice, or an optometrist can go into the research, corporate, or they can go and teach and can be settled in the academics, hospital training, or an optometrist in the optical stores or chains. Whatever. We have many, segments which we can actually fit into. We have different hats. So it all depends upon our interest and our capability to choose the hat which is more, uh, you know, convenient for us to wear. So apart from all these hats which we have in the field of optometry, today my focus will be on the corporate. Okay. So when we see the prerequisites which is required for the any person to be into a corporate, actually these everything has been already mentioned by our previous speakers. The main thing, like our previous presenter said, the main thing is the subject knowledge. Okay, so people already spoke about subject language and they told about you like how important it is, but I just want you to remember, like we are recruiting, like people recruiting us because we are an optometrist. Okay, MNCs want our optometry knowledge to improve their product and their company. So it is very very important that we should be more than par when it comes to the subject knowledge, whether it may be a contact lens industry or whether it may be an optical industry, whatever industry it may be. Our core basic optometry knowledge will be at par, and I may say it should be more than par. And next comes the communication skills. Okay. So when it comes to the corporate, so here actually you will be dealing with the consumers. So like there will be two types of business. One will be the business to business thing and the business to uh, customer model. Here we deal from business to business. We will have the consumers. Okay. So here it is very important how we speak and how we convince and how we convey our you know thought process or ideas to our consumers is very much important. Communication skills, so like again Ramesh sir, he has told that the communication skills which it also includes the language. So Hindi and English can be you know spoken everywhere in the country, and when it comes to the south, again the regional languages will be given more preferences. So communication is which one thing which we need to take care of when it comes to the corporate. And the public speaking. Okay, so here again, when we usually when it comes to the corporate, we will be more into the you know group of people. It will be not like one to one interaction. We sometimes go into the seminars or conferences. We make to give more of the talks about the contact lens or products or whatever it may be. So public speaking, if you have the fear of public speaking, again we need to work on that one. You start working slowly, like what we can do is like you try to rehearse it before when you go into the public speak. You rehearse by yourself, just go in front of the mirror. Usually what I used to do is like I'll just go in front of the mirror. I will be seeing myself in the mirror, and whatever the presentation which I'm going to do it tomorrow or what the later part, I will be rehearsing it. Rehearse it as loud as you can, as loud as you know what what we tell in the conferences. So rehearsing and going more into the public will actually remove that fear of speaking in front of the public. And when it again comes to the corporate, multitasking is a little bit thing which we need to manage, because here the works what we have will be different. We will be handed over different responsibilities. So, like for example, we'll be handed over the trainings, the report generation, the activities part, whatever it may be. When we are handed over with different tasks to us, so it is our responsibility. One, we need to do multitasking. We need to do all the things simultaneously. And when we are doing all the things simultaneously, it is also important to know which one we need to prioritize. Okay, so by prioritizing something, we need to give more focus on that. At the same time, the other task should be completed simultaneously. And a quick response is very much important when it comes to the corporate. Throughout the day, when you are in the field or you are in the work, you will be getting different sorts of questions and different sorts of queries. And you should be more attentive, and you should be much quicker to respond to all the queries, or whatever the job work which we are assigned to. So again, adaptable to the changes. Okay, this thing you need to please remember, everyone. We need to adapt to the change. Okay, because once you step into the corporate, day one and day 100 will not be the same. Okay, so there will be lots of changes that will going to happen. So whenever a change happen, okay, instead of complaining about the change, we need to adapt to the change. We need to adapt to the change as soon as possible, such that our works or the operations will go very smoothly, and that will actually give you more advantage when it comes to the corporate life. And being, again, when it comes to the corporate, it is a teamwork. You are an individual, okay, but when it comes to the corporate, you work as a team. You, for example, like if you take me, I'm a professional service executive for Bausch+Lomb. So as a professional services, I need to work along with the support functions like the sales function, the marketing function, finance function. So each and every function is interlinked when it comes to MNCs. Okay, it is a teamwork. If you want to implement any activity, or if you want to uh, implement any program in the market, teamwork is very, very much necessary, and the coordination between the team will lead to the success of the program. Okay, so if you are a team player, it will be very much beneficial for you when it comes to the corporate. And the other thing, you need to take ownership of whatever you are assigned to. Okay, so usually we may think like, okay, chalo, these are the three works that are assigned to me. I will just finish these three works, and I will just go away. So if you are in that kind of mentality, sometimes it may not work. You need to take ownership of each and everything. Like for example, if you are assigned to do a work, okay, let's say X. If you are assigned to do that work, you need to do the work, and you need to follow like what happening. For example, you trained few consumers. So after training, you need to follow up with them, and you need to check like how they are performing after the training. Is there any, advantage that they are gaining out of the training? So all these follow up thing, everything should be required, and you need to take ownership of what you were assigned. And MNCs are like continuous learning. So one thing is like you will learn in the field of optometry, especially in that division which you are working in. Is the process of learning will be continuous. At the same time, you will also get a chance to learn cross-function systems, like for example, the marketing, finance, HR. So when you have a good rapport with the internal divisions, you will also get a good insights and learning on how and how every uh, segment works in the corporate. So these are the minimum skills that are required to work in the corporate. I told you we need to change. We need to adapt to the change. So this is a one interesting quote given by the Darwin, which always attract my view. So Darwin said that it's not the strongest of species nor the intelligent of species that survives. The species that only survives is the most adaptable to the change. The species that which adapts to the change, they can only survive in the world. Best example is we human beings, how we evolved all the way from the ape to the human beings. Even this statement holds true today. The I can give you a current example. Our program, the webinar. When in 2020, when entire world went into the pandemic, we do not know what to do because everyone is sitting at home and all the operations were stopped. So that is a time where the internet, web browsing, everything has boomed. So from there, we came into the virtual education, the online education, where all the MNCs, the educational institutions, and everyone are, using this web-based educational web-based platform for the education. And even today, we are using the same. So it is like what I said. Like instead of complaining to the changes, if we adapt to the changes faster, now we will be more successful in the not only in the MNC. I can say it is in the life. So again, when it comes to the corporate, few things will change because when we are in our bachelors and when we are doing our internship, mostly we will be in touch with the patients directly. But here, when it comes to the corporate, instead of patients, we will be dealing with the consumers. Okay. So if you are an introvert, you need to work on yourself and you need to convert into extrovert. MNCs are everything about talking. Okay. You need to speak, talk to each and every dealer, customer, consumer, whatever uh, the stakeholder may be. We need to keep on talking. Okay. And the way of approach will also change. It will change to persuasive approach. That means we need to talk or we need to talk in a convincing way such that, the opposite person should think the way we are thinking. So that is a persuasive way. So here, authoritative approach will not work when it comes to the MNCs. So we need to be more careful and diplomatic when it while speaking with our consumers. We need to try to establish our thought process in the mind of our consumer. And here in MNCs, we also get a chance to meet different people. Because, for example, when it comes to the contact lens industry, we go into the marketplace and we will be getting in touch with the optometrists who are working in optical stores, hospitals, home clinics, whatever it may be. We will be coming in touch with different people each and every day. Okay. So when we meet different people now, different people will have different psychologies and the different people will act differently. So it is our responsibility to keep our temper cool and to give good response to our consumers based upon their psychologies how they are exhibiting. So then let us see like how does an optometrist make a difference in the corporate. Okay, so we are recruited by an MNC. Okay, as an optometrist, but how we are helpful to them. First thing is product understanding. Okay, the simple thing. Each and every MNC, including contact lens or it may be optical, they have their different types of products. So the product technicals and the specifications, understanding and conveying uh, dealers or the consumers is one of the major tasks which as an optometrist we are going to do in the MNCs. Apart from that, we need to train the sales team. We need to train the sales team such that they will become more knowledgeable in the subject so that they can deliver good in the market. And we should also help the stakeholders understand the competitors' products and their brands. And if the competitors had We have different competitors in different segments, and we need to understand their brand, their uh, uh, scientific approaches as well, and we need to compare it with our own products. So we also make a difference in developing marketing communication, because customers, when it comes to the consumers, they do not understand the entire technical part. So with collaborating with the marketing team, we can help create the brand reminders, or the uh, what we say, the text, or whatever it may be, for the smooth flow of the knowledge. So the for the product positioning, product launching, and all these things, now we will make a very uh, major difference when it comes to the MNCs. So, if you could see the opportunities or the options that as an optometrist we have in the MNCs, like for example, if you take the contact lens divisions, here we have the professional services division, where we go train the technicals and help our consumers fit more into these soft contact lenses and these things. And we do have, different roles in different segments. As I told you, we have different hats. Even when it comes to the MNCs, we have different sub hats. Okay, we can go into the contact lens division, or we can go into optical division. We can go as an clinical application specialist for the surgical division, or the lens advisor for the spectacle companies, or you can work as a program coordinator. So we have different, uh, you know, sub hats to choose on, based upon your field of interest and subject of interest. And we do have the cross-function professions where we can step into, that is like sales, marketing, and market researching. For to enter into these things, actually, we need to pursue MBA. Okay, so if you would like to be a part of the marketing team, finance team, or the sales team, if you pursue your MBA, it will be an added advantage to you. And with that, with the help of MBA, we can also enter into these cross-function streams. So that those are the opportunities we have. And if you see the opportunities, like how we work in the market, if you see, usually people will think like we have a job of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., but when it comes to the reality, there won't be any specific timelines for our job. We may start, the people in MNC start their job around 8:30, sometimes even morning 7 o'clock as well, and it may go even the late nights up to 12 1, and sometimes I used to give my report around 3 a.m. So there is no particular set of time period. You have this flexibility. Again, you need to complete your work in the given time period. Again, it is not about you performing the task, okay, but it also needs the task done in a very appropriate and the way the organization tells you. For this, teamwork is very much important. And if you get a question like, do I need to sell when it comes to the MNC? It depends upon the position which you are applying for. There are a position which is truly or entirely dedicated to the professional services, where you only go teach and you try to upgrade the knowledge of the consumers. And there are few positions where you do the cross. You do the optometry work, like the teaching and upgrading. At the same time, you will also be involved into the sales. So again, do I have to sell? If you ask me the question, it is like it depends upon what you choose and what you are interested in. If you would like to, if you are more interested in the sales, or if you are very good at the sales part, you can definitely go into the sales stream and you can try your luck there. And one thing which is very obvious, that is traveling. So we need to travel. Okay, travel is the very, very, very integral part of the our job when it comes to the MNCs. The traveling will vary from around 1 week to 2 weeks in a month. If it comes to my case, I will travel around 10 to 14 days in a month. Okay. Why? Because when it comes to the MNCs, especially the contact lens MNCs, we have the position for an optometrist who takes care or who handles 2 to 3 states. Okay, for every 2 to 3 states, there will be one professional services executive, one optometrist will be there. So he is responsible for the entire territory. So as the territory is big, you need to cover the entire 2 to 3 states, which involves more traveling into you. So if you are ready to travel, and you can trust me, traveling will be very much comfortable, and you will enjoy it actually. So if you are ready to travel, and if you are ready to work on Sundays or the holidays, then come on, welcome to MNCs. You are the very good fit for the job. So this is my last slide. Okay. So apart from the task what we do regularly, the additional task we need to do is like we need to do the reports. Okay. So whatever the work we do, we need to make it in a report form and we need to send. Okay. The quantification is where you will be uh, evaluated. So the reports we need to send, and we need to have the market intelligence, how our products are moving and how the competitor products are moving and what can be done. The intelligence should be there, and we need to keep on updating our knowledge, continuously. So, for example, when it comes to the contact lens, each and every day, each and every month, some or other thing will change in the contact lens, or some new additions will be coming. So we need to be updated when it comes to the contact lens uh, subject. And again, logistics planning and execution is very much important. So sometimes, you are also involved into uh, when you are doing any marketing activity or any uh, program or activity from your side, you need to also manage the logistics, and you need to execute the things very much properly. And it is also responsibility of you to motivate the others. You need to motivate your team, and you need to get uh, best out of your team to make sure the things go very good. So constant feedback sharing is very much important, and it is also important to groom yourself to become a better corporate. Okay, so that's all from my side for the day, and thank you.
Thank you very much for explaining everything in a different perspective. I think this completes the entire aspect on corporate industry